Hey, Matt from the A-Team here, and I'm going to show you how to go from this, to this, to this. Today on Format Film School, we're changing the color of our background using lighting. Let's go. In both video and photo, shooting against a plain background is a common situation you'll find yourself in. For small studios, backdrops called seamlesses are a popular way that allow you to change colors quickly and easily. But for large cycs, they're usually white, and it can be pretty time-consuming and expensive to change the color of an entire wall. One technique that filmmakers have used since the introduction of RGB lighting tools is shooting colored light against a white background in order to change the color on camera. This technique is used all the time in music videos and commercials, and it can be really hard to tell the difference between the two. In today's video, we're breaking down how to use RGB lights and a white background to create any color you might want, like the one behind me. Let's check it out. So here we are on set, let's jump into it. The first thing we have set up is our white seamless, which is very popular within the photography world, and a white seamless helps maintain the color coming from our lights. For our light fixtures, we're using two Nova P300Cs set to a red color, and we have two of them placed on the opposite ends of our backdrop to help spread the light evenly across behind our talent. One thing to note is we dimmed our light down to about 2 to 4%. Otherwise, if your light is too bright, you start to desaturate the color in your final image. Now in our image, we noticed that some of the light coming from our Nova panels were spilling onto our subject. So for that, we're using two black foam cards to cut any light from hitting our subject. So once we have our backdrop lit up, it's time to start lighting our subject. For the key light, we have another Nova panel set to 5600 Kelvin, which is automatically a pretty soft light. But to make it even softer to avoid any hot spots, we're using the Aputure softbox along with an 18 by 24 layer of silk. One thing we noticed was our key light was kind of spilling onto our backdrop, desaturating the color behind our talent. So then we just introduced another cider, and this ensured that all the light coming from our key was just hitting our talent. The last thing we have set up is our bounce to fill in some of the shadows on the opposite side of the face, but we did position it in a way that's only hitting our subject and not the backdrop. The nice thing about a bounce board is you're not having to control the spill coming from another light source. This is also very similar to a green screen setup, considering that you have to light the background first and then the subject and keep the two setups completely separate. So let's check out this lighting setup put together. We kept the same lighting setup and changed the light from red to blue to yellow. Then we compared those shots with the same shots with solid colored backdrops, just to show how close you can get just by using colored lights. Let's check those out. Alrighty, let's recap. When changing the color of your background using just lights, there are three things to keep in mind. First, make sure you start with a white background. That will make sure that the color you get in camera is as accurate to the color coming from your lights. Second, dim down your RGB lights. With digital cameras, bright colors can read as white light. Reducing the brightness will ensure that the color stays accurate. And third, isolate the background and the foreground lighting. Using cutters will keep the background and the foreground lighting from spilling onto each other and ruining the shot. Comment question of the week: what's a video with a great use of a colored background? Let us know in the comments below for a chance to win an Aputure M9. While you're there, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more tutorials. I've been Matt with the A-Team. Thanks for watching Format Film School, and happy shooting.